Hi, Bethany.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Having a good day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do anything fun today?
I went to church.
Nice. How was that?
It was good. Yeah. A little chaotic because of my little one, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought some joy to the service.
Yes. Yep. He's a singer, so he wants to be heard.
I love it.
So.
Well, tell me about your week, or tell me about what's been going on with you since the last time that we talked.
Oh, well, it's been an interesting week. There's been a lot going on. We Yeah, I was busy at work and then we lost a family member, but things are going okay. So, yeah. But yeah, I've been still trying to practice some of the things that we've talked about. All this week's been a little harder, but just with a lot going on. But yeah, I still have anticipation of getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've had a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
A week.
Definitely.
Yep.
How are you feeling overall?
Honestly drained. Mentally and physically, but yeah.
Yeah. Heavy stuff lately.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. Well, I know that everything that's happened in the last week has made it difficult, to stick to some of the things that we talked about previously. But I'd like to, if we can, focus on, you know, shifting back to what we talked about before, with the hopes of maybe utilizing some of those things that we talked about to help you in your grief process. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That sounds really good.
Wonderful. And it's kind of an appropriate time too, since we're sort of shifting gears. I wanted to kind of shift a little bit as well and talk to you about your values. I know I showed you the list. I had the luxury of having you here in front of me, so we got to go. You got to go over that list, and so I wanted to ask you what your thoughts on that were, and maybe we could talk about some of those.
Yeah, it was good actually. It helped me remember things that I do value that I've kind of forgotten about, but they are very important to me, and who I am and who I want to be as a person. And yeah, I'm actually really glad that I got to look the list over because it kind of helped me see some things that I would like to really focus on, things that really, like I said, who I want to be as a person and who I am when I'm in a good place. So
I love that, because the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about today too is your vision for your best future self. So I love that your mind was kind of already going there when you were reading that list of values. That's perfect. So can you tell me a little bit about some of the ones from your list that stuck out to you? What do you feel like you're valuing most right now in your life? What's most important to you?
Well, there's quite a few, but definitely, I actually have the paper right here, but my, my faithfulness, not only, to others, but to myself, and, just showing up and being, courteous of others. One of them was, being in God's will, and I feel like my place when I am at a good place and truly, you know, serving the Lord is being a servant to others. And I feel like that's where I thrive the most, is serving others. And that kind of goes along with being courteous. I think that's something that's very important to me, is being courteous of others and their feelings. And, you know, I like to encourage people. And I think sharing love, I mean, obviously being loved is a great feeling, but sharing love is even greater. And I've forgotten that in the midst of the stuff I've been dealing with. So,
yeah.
But yeah, there's, yes, and hope and humility were a couple of others that are important to me. So never losing hope that there's better to come.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, but being thankful for the things, you know, it's hard to have hope and be humble when you feel like all you're doing is suffering. But
yeah.
But once you get past that, it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. And I like that, you know, even though you are experiencing so much right now, you're still, you know, valuing hope, and you are still, you know, the beautiful side of your spirit, your caring spirit is still coming through. You're still thinking about how you can support others and be there for others. And I'm glad that we're talking right now, because I hope that what you know, what we talked about, like implementing before, I hope that will allow you to fill up your cup so that you can show up in those ways that you value, you know, and you can, you know, feel like your best self so that you can feel fulfilled in helping other people the way that you want to. So thank you for sharing those. Those are really beautiful. I'd also like to talk about like all of your values considered, and you know, kind of this, you know, this sort of this week for our whole family has kind of been, you know, kind of rattled us a little bit. But sometimes when, you know, when we experience a low, it's a time that we can hit the reset button and figure out what's really important to us. So I wonder if you could share with me what do you envision for your future? What do you see as your best future, Bethany? What does that look like? Take your time. It's a loaded question.
It is, yeah. There's a lot. I really want to be in a good place. I mean, I want to be healthy to where, you know, I feel like I have a good foundation each day. When I get up, I've got a good foundation to deal with whatever comes. And not only just mentally and spiritually, but also physically. I just want to be in a good place. I mean, I know, like, I can tell my body is just worn and just out of shape just for life's daily tasks, just because I'm tired, and the weight of everything emotionally is affecting that too. So, but I would like to get to that place where I feel strong and stable physically and mentally. And yeah, I know that it takes work, but the things, you know, that got me to that place, I started because I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
So they weren't just like a task to get me there. It was because I actually enjoyed exercise. I enjoyed, you know, making time to read the Bible and meditate on it. And, you know, that's how, you know, I treated myself, was I did those things daily. So, and now those things feel like a chore, and I need to get past that. And so, yeah, I mean that's what I feel like, and I do want to. I actually was thinking this morning how kind of like you said, you hit a reset button. Um, I'm just like ready for that. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like ready to hit it and just start, no more like looking back, just looking forward and knowing that there's better to come and that it's there, like it's in reach.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. And I notice the common thread through everything that you're saying right now as far as your best future self. It sounds like your best future self is someone who is grounded in their spiritual practice. Like, it sounds like, you use the word foundation. It sounds like that is your foundation.
mm-hmm.
And tell me how you feel about this, but based on our past couple talks and just based on what you've been through, well, just and not just this week, but the past couple of weeks, you've lost two family members. How are you feeling, and what are your thoughts on maybe, you know, maybe focusing on that right now, and that way, you can give yourself a little grace for and some time for healing, you know, based on what's happened, in the past couple weeks,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
About just dealing with those losses.
Well, and yeah, exactly, and then in our past couple of talks, you wanted to start your day with that spiritual practice anyways, and then you also wanted to focus on the nutrition and the exercise as well, implementing some movement, and then be more mindful about what you were eating. But just because you have been through a lot. I was just wondering how you would feel about right now, kind of taking some baby steps, and just maybe just for today in our session, kind of making a plan for your spiritual practice, so you can build that foundation that you talked about. How
Sure.
do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
mm-hmm.
or you tell me, what and we can take into account all the things that we talked about before. What do you think would benefit you the most right now?
That for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, finding, building that foundation and obviously letting the Lord help me work through things,
Yeah.
and not just trying to mask them with other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly dealing with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe your spiritual practice and grounding yourself will kind of allow the other couple of areas to slowly morph also,
Mm-hmm.
and we can talk about that in future sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just kind of thinking for your plan right now, just to give yourself the space to grieve and to process what you and our family have been through in the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just the spiritual practice is what we can make a plan for today.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That would probably be
Okay.
a little less of a load
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it might not feel as daunting right now
Yes.
to pack all that other stuff in right now. And like I said, you never know that other things could seamlessly fall into place.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Um so let's talk about what you see yourself doing as far as your spiritual practice. What does that look like?
I think just, I know what I used to do, like I always made time, like anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a day to read in my Bible, and then I would meditate on it. Like I would literally put headphones in, turn on, some type of nature noise, and just sit and, truly process everything that I had read and let it, sink in. And at times I would picture myself like sitting with Jesus, just sitting there and just knowing that, actually envisioning that, because he is with us. But if I don't, sit and truly meditate on that, like, it doesn't resonate, it doesn't actually sink in. So, there's a difference in reading something and it sticking with you for an hour or two, or reading something and letting it truly, become you, become your life, and you're able to live it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I probably need to do, is just like find 30 to 45 minutes a day, which is possible. I mean, whether it be in the morning or at night after I put Gabe to sleep, and just making time for that.
I like that. And how often in the week do you see yourself doing that? Like, just how many days out of the week? Just to start with, just a goal.
Yeah, I like just like with exercise and stuff, I always felt like 4 days a week is a good number. And then if I get more, great.
Sure.
But 4 days, I feel like that's over half the week. So it's yeah. I think 4 is a good number.
Okay, I like it. So about 30 to 45 minutes a day, 4 days a week, committing to just you and your time with God. Yeah. It's beautiful. How do you feel just thinking about that?
Encouraged.
Be hopeful.
Yeah.
One of your values.
I know. Yeah. I've been told I'm a massive optimist, but
you
haven't been lately. But I try. I feel like there's always better.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a good plan, and we can check back next week if that's okay, and see how you're doing with it. Yeah. Do you feel good about starting with the spiritual side first?
Yes, I do think that's a really good place to start.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the other stuff, they may make me feel good, but they're not going to help me work through things.
Sure.
So.
Okay. All right. So maybe this time next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
All right.
Hi, girls.
Thanks, Bethany.